Welcome back to another episode of We Are Mulandir, and we are going to talk to some of the NPCs that have showed up. Now, are the dwarves close to the humans, or do they have their own patch of land? Or maybe the dwarves are underground. Maybe this is the thing, because I unlocked the dwarves, so they should be somewhere. Oh no, they're here. 1, 2, 3 dwarves. And 2 of them you can talk to, which is weird.
Yes.
But alright, let's talk to Uram right now. What is this one? Yeah, Uram is up here, Undergast. Where on earth is Undergast? Somewhere... totally forgot about this guy. He's somewhere in the middle of nowhere, and if there's no mark, then you don't even know that he's existing. Too bad. Alright, Uram.
Huh?
Yeah, can you tell me... I'm still wondering what made you leave Kalea.
I'm still wondering what made you leave Kalea and travel the world to study demonology.
You're not letting this one go, are you? Alright, if your life depends on it, I'll tell you. To make it short, I grew up in the slums of Kalea. A shithole if ever there was one. Just imagine an entire quarter made up of half-ruined shacks with the smell of shit and piss everywhere. And way too many people. Then add the tropical heat to it, and you've got the place I grew up in.
Ah, must be a very nice place.
My father had left right after I was born. My mother is what you call a day laborer. Though the days when she wasn't laboring outweighed the ones when she did.
Oh.
Whatever job there was, she took it. Even if it was cleaning the shit out of Kalaean canals. She worked hard, but it just wasn't enough. We lived in a windowless room, and I shared a bed with my mother for the first 14 years of my life. Long story short, after a while, my mother simply couldn't cover the expenses anymore. The rent for our room went up, and jobs became less and less, since the mage wars in Northander also affected the trade in Kalea. So my mother looked for someone to help her out, and found one. A man named Creo. He was a loan shark who had it all. A stupid name and a shady beard. 2 lackeys who followed him wherever he went. And above all, a complete lack of what other people would call decency.
Interesting.
I think I can see where this is going.
Actually, no, I don't. It could either be Uram getting sold away, similar to Yana, which is kind of strange, because they are both at the same place.
Sure you can. It's not the most unique of stories, is it? To cut to the chase, 1 year later we were in massive debt. Creo suggested my mother another way of making up for it. You can fill in the blanks.
Interesting.
I was just too weak. Over and over, this fucking bastard came. Had my mother tell me to go for a walk. And every time I had no choice but to obey. Do you have any idea how that feels, Tahar? To be that powerless?
Well, it's not that he's forcing her, but in a way, it's definitely nothing different compared to normal prostitution, if you think about it. Instead, it's not the prostitute that calls you, it's the person who wants to get the service done.
I remember one day I looked in the mirror and realized how much I hated the boy I saw. I hated his body with all its frail bones, his small arms, his bloodshot wet eyes. And that's when I decided to change things. So the next time he came, I fought back.
How did that go?
What do you think? He beat me up. It was the same next time and the time after that. At first he found it funny. But after the 4th time he threatened to kill me. The only thing that stopped him from doing it is because my mother begged him to. And I had only made it worse. On my 14th name day I left home and joined up with the Kalaean sand prowlers. My mother begged me not to go. But I just couldn't. Standing there and watching this fucking bastard walk into our room again and again whenever he felt like it. I just couldn't. Dying would have been better than staying. The way I figured it was that if I earned enough money to pay Mother's debts, Creo would leave her alone. Once I was strong enough, I'd come back. Wait for him to show up again. And then... well, you can imagine the rest.
Well, very violent, actually. And the violence is coming from him. But what if Creo was the one who owned the house. That would be a very, very strange twist.
I think I can. So who were these sand prowlers?
A group of mercenaries. They took me in and trained me. But even though they were skeptical at first, they quickly realized that my determination made up for what my body was lacking. When I was 16 and I discovered my magic, one of their leaders made me his apprentice. The arcane universities are a shithole made up of boy-loving old geezers who care more about how you wear your hair than about your magic. I'll tell you the real thing. And that she did.
Interesting. Did your plan ever
What
work
about
out?
your plan to pay your mother's debts? Did that work out?
Well, I thought so at first, but we'll get there.
Interesting. What was it like to work with the sand
What
prowlers
was it like to work with the sand prowlers?
Well, if you were hoping for stories of sex, adventure, and intrigue, I have to disappoint you. Most of it was nasty stuff. Fighting in wars which you knew were wrong, beating up people who were practically helpless. But then again, the Chilean Guard was no better than that. It was a case of pick your poison.
Interesting. Huh. So he didn't want, his mother to end up getting forced into situations she may not like. So he decided to do the same thing. Interesting. Did that mercenary also introduce you to demonology?
Was that sand prowler mage also who introduced you to demonology?
What? No, she was a mediocre mage at best. The most powerful thing she could do was lighting someone's hair on fire. Though, of course, she didn't see it that way. After 1 year, I was already stronger than her, and I started my own studies.
And did you ever return to your mother then?
So did you ever return to your mother?
Of course, on my 18th name day. I had wanted to return earlier, but a contract had me kept overseas for a lot longer than I had expected. Sorry. It's strange to talk about it.
What happened?
My mother. She was gone. Her room had been cleared out, and the neighbors told me she passed away unexpectedly just 3 weeks before I arrived.
Huh.
Her heart just stopped beating.
Of course. Interesting.
I'm sorry.
Why? It was a natural death. She was old when she gave birth to me, and the life on the Chilean streets isn't forgiving. In other words, it was bound to happen. I went into the room and looked for our stash. A small casket under the floorboards. I found it, opened it, and saw all the money I'd sent her over the years.
So...
She never used it.
She never used it to pay Creo as I instructed her. I have no idea why, but my best guess is that she thought it was mine since I earned it. She was that kind of person, you know? No matter how hard fate punched her in the face, she clung on to her ideals. Always did what was right rather than what was good for herself. And look what she got in return.
Interesting. And did you ever visit her grave?
Did you ever visit her grave?
I did, but it was a mass grave. Dozens of corpses, all piled onto each other, with some earth shoveled on top of it.
Nah.
I threw up when I saw it, and never came back after that.
What about Creo?
Well, as you can imagine, I went to look for him. Right after I was able to think straight again. But he was gone.
Where?
I don't know. I asked everywhere and everyone who could know, and they either didn't or gave me different information. After a while, I gave up.
Why?
Because people like Creo are just a reality we have to deal with. I could have killed him, but what good would it have done? My mother was dead, and no amount of bloodshed and gut tearing could have changed that. The world doesn't give a fuck about your ideals, Tahar. About doing the right thing. That's just the shit we tell ourselves to help us sleep at night. You eat or you get eaten. It's that simple. I wasn't strong enough when I should have been. And that's why I couldn't help her. That will never happen again.
Interesting. Huh. But we do need ideals to direct us with better behavior.
I see where you're coming from, but without ideals, we'd be living in the claws of Nor.
Yeah, keep telling yourself that. To wrap up the story, I enrolled at the university from the money my mother saved for me. Turned out the Sand Prowler mage was wrong. There were some boy-loving professors, but they knew their shit. I studied and practiced until there was nothing left to study. Then I found out about demonology and the power in it. I quit university, and I've been traveling ever since. Taking jobs as a mercenary here and there, but above all, improving my skills. My last stop was Bargagora to summon a devourer.
Yeah, interesting. So that's his whole story. And what are you after then?
And what are you after, in the long run?
I don't know. I'll find out when I get there.
Huh. Ultimate power.
Interesting story. Thanks for your trust, Uram.
Sure. Hope you're happy.
Mm-hmm. Happy indeed. And we have the call of the elders now. Perfect. So, let's see.
Best you talk to my brother. He's good with words. I'm good with the anvil.
Uh-huh.
Oh, the courtroom. Quite a nice place you found yourself here, I have to say. Thanks again for helping us out in that bloody desert. So, if you don't mind, we'll unload our cart and smithy here. As promised, we can provide you with the best weapons and armor on Northander.
He said Ulrich and not Rorik. Somehow it's wrong.
The only thing we need to ask of you is a small donation every time we craft something for you. I know, you saved our lives, but we still need to cover for the material.
No problem. I'll make sure to drop by from time to time.
Splendid. Knee half strength, Corporal.
Nice. Let's see. It's Ulrich
Best you
again.
talk to my brother. He's good with words. I'm
He
good
said-
with the anvil.
He doesn't even say the name. Is there another dwarf that we can
Want to trade?
actually save? I don't know. It's just weird. Whatever.
Doing business with you.
Let's go
again. I'm
to
getting new wares by the next moon's
all the way up here. Let's hope his wares kind of stay the same, because otherwise I'm gonna get screwed over with all those nice epic items. Alrighty then. Undergast also has something to talk to us about. Advance the main mission. Okay. It's only those two.
Let's see.
Yes? What is it?
About the split in the Creators Guild.
Back when we met, you told me about an internal disagreement, which led to many of the guild's mages leaving. What exactly happened?
Why do you want to know?
No particular reason. I'm simply curious.
I see. Well, simply put, the guild had two leaders until half a year ago, me and Lena. Lena and a lot of the other mages felt that they could uphold their neutrality no longer without sacrificing their integrity.
You're talking about the persecution of mages.
Yes, I am. As Lena said, they are crucifying us, burning us alive, putting masks on our heads that destroy our minds. If there's something wrong with the world, it's people who keep their heads down because they are afraid to stand in for what's right.
Interesting. Quite the speech. Sounds like she was an idealist.
Sounds like she was an idealist.
I suppose you could call her that, yes. However, her stance conflicted with everything the Creators Guild stands for. We preserve knowledge, push forward the boundaries of magic. We do not involve ourselves in power games and politics. Figuratively speaking, a fisher will never be a good military commander, just like a mage will never be a good politician.
Okay, and where did Lena and the other mages
So
go?
where did Lena and the other mages go?
I do not know. They left to fight the purity and save mages, but I have not seen them ever since.
And, yeah, could you tell me more about Lena?
Could you tell me more about Lena? What was her position in the guild?
She was the guild's treasure master. Other than that, I do not know what to tell you. She was quite young when she joined the guild, not even 24 winters old, and immensely talented. When it came to mentalism, her skills were unmatched. She was different than the others. She was better than the others. And I always saw a spark of genius in her eyes. And yes, I do know that most people would call that attraction. But it was just a fraction of what made our bond unique.
Lena was a... What? You're right, you need stability. Well, I understand the conflict.
Well, I understand the conflict.
Well, you are an empathetic man, so I would have been surprised if you did not. But these events lie in the past. There is no point in discussing them any further, though I had certainly hoped for a different outcome.
You seem bitter.
As I said, I had hoped for a different outcome.
Okay, what exactly was your relation... Wait,
Could you tell me more about the woman who initiated the split? Lena. What was your relationship?
I would rather not talk about it. Please understand.
Of course. But if you ever want to talk about it,
I will tell you.
Interesting. Very,
Goodbye.
very interesting. I think I don't have that one unlocked yet. What is it? Sacrifice? No, side quests. Advance the main mission. Gore has done. Okay, that's that. Then there's Yana. World within. Empyrean. Advance the main. Sorry, damn it. I want to know what person this is connected to. That's Undergast. Creators. What's this? For the greater good. That's Rowan. Then we have Iria. And Isgrim. And the Windwall Way is just his upgrades. Power Hungry is the Goblin. So once you unlock their respective affinities, and in this case, which affinity have I unlocked yet? I did unlock a few affinities of them, but I don't know which ones. Because somehow it does not tell me anything about No Man's Land. No, sword and torches. Nah. Okay, where's the one that I finished last? Blood and Sand? No. Why are they... This list is useless, because there's no way for you to actually find the right one. Power Hungry? No. This is Gore. The Dark Corners of My Mind. That's Iana. Undergast again. Rowan. Yeah. Usually what happens is if you unlock those special abilities, or at least I think what's happening here is once you unlock these special abilities, then you finish their little quest. Very interesting. But for some reason, Isgrim, yeah, remnants of the old Isgrim, about reassembling them. Oh no! Isgrim's mission is done right now, and this is just the artifact one. This is his armor, but his affinity ability, yeah, Bastion, is unlocked, or at least available. But you still have to unlock it,
Understood.
I believe, with a certain ability point first.
Will do.
So, let's get down here and talk to anyone in the Mulandir Nexus. Anyone which is no one.
What do we
Let's
need?
see. And we end up right up there. Perfect.
Got it.
Don't need to talk to them right now because it doesn't, yeah, advance anything. That's nice. If you have this little hint here that tells you that now additional dialogue can be read or is now unlocked, that's neat.
To this day, the Shaper's
So
magical...
you don't have to come back and talk to the
Understood.
NPCs over and over and over again. That's just really
Got
nice.
it.
So, do we need to talk to Isgrim? No, we just... Let's just quickly talk to Isgrim and see if anything happens.
Yeah, do you need something? I'm a tad busy.
Yeah. Northander. No, there doesn't seem to be anything.
Goodbye.
Alright, so let's put the second stone in there and see what happens.
Okay, I'm ready. Sure this place isn't gonna blow up once we insert the second stone, Isgrim?
What? No, I don't think that's likely.
Oh, is
Alright,
it?
here we go.
Two of them power the thing up and one of it cools it down.
Blasted, blistering blazes. I don't know what to say. This is amazing.
But it seems like it worked. We've restored the Nexus to full power.
Wait.
How are you feeling, Iana?
There's one thingy missing here. Maybe this is the control panel and the other two are the power panels. Whatever. Let's see.
Overwhelmed, but it's bearable.
What now, though? Is it strong enough to perform this joining ritual?
It should be. And you, Tahar, should be the one to do it. You need to connect your mind to the Nexus. That way, you might be able to sense who or whatever is sending out the song. What do you say? Are you ready?
Yeah, shouldn't we prepare? Well, yeah. Shouldn't we prepare?
Shouldn't we, I don't know, prepare?
How? Putting on a Shaper costume? Now's as good a time as any.
Fair
Alright.
point. All right, Iskrim. I'm ready.
Good. Then step into the forge.
Step into it.
And what now? It...
Tahar!
I weep.
Boy. Look at that. That's not good. Interesting song.
Is it over?
Yes, I think so. By the Guardians, that was...
Well, let's hope none of us died in here.
I don't know what just happened.
Describe.
There were... voices, screams, thoughts, images.
How do you feel now? I mean, has anything changed?
I think so. Yes. I feel... I don't know. Clearer. As if something in my mind opened up.
Then it worked! Niehauf's hammer, we did it! You joined yourself with the Nexus.
Okay, what does that mean?
So... I am telepathic now?
You're not a dreamweaver. I'd feel it if that were the case.
I don't think you are, but you're connected to this place now. And therefore to the Shaper memories.
Interesting. Now, do I have like some kind of sensing feature to figure out where the Bloodburn is striking again?
Does that mean we can finally locate the cause of the song?
You tell me. Think of the song, Tahar. Close your eyes. What do you feel? What do you hear? What do you see?
Nothing.
I'll try.
Okay. Still Mulandir.
A failure. That's what you are.
No. That's impossible.
Whoa. Interesting.
What is it?
My father. I heard his voice.
So either it was triggered memories, or that dude is still alive and kicking somewhere.
Your father? So you think he's behind this?
Well, it could kind of make sense, because it does not affect magical users. But it also was a woman that
I also heard the voice of a woman. She whispered something.
A woman? Now this is, interesting. But I still don't understand. Do you really think your father is involved in the Bloodburn?
Could be.
I don't think so. There's more to it. But yes, my father is involved in this somehow.
This is helpful, but it still does not tell us where to start searching. Think hard, Tahar. Is there anything else?
Yes, there were sounds. Drips, crickets, flies, but...
The eye. Your father's laboratory.
Just like that.
Tiara's breath, of course.
The eye? You mean the marshlands?
Yes, my father had a laboratory there, in the old abandoned manor of House Waite. Nobody was allowed to follow him there, not even Rohan or I.
Well, sounds like we have a lead. The Bloodburn and the Song of the White are somehow connected to your father in his laboratory.
So it seems. Yes.
Tahar, maybe...
Oh, come on, spit it out.
What?
Never mind. It doesn't matter.
It does, come on.
Rohan, tell me.
There's nothing to tell.
Well, if you say so. I'll send a messenger to inform Lacane as soon as possible. He'll want to be there. Let's get prepared.
Hey, did we level up? Yes, we did. Do I need to talk to anyone now? Advance the main story. Alright, so that's done. I need to just finish another area in here. And I also need to put a few more points in there. Also, I unlocked demons. The Elder Demon, which looks kind of like a Diablo thing on steroids. Caster unleashes explosions that deal heavy fire damage in front of him. When hit, Caster has a chance to receive a random positive status effect. Caster constantly regenerates health over time and immunity to negative status effects or abilities that kill instantaneously. And the auto attack, I don't even have abilities like that. Auto attacks hit up to 4 targets and leech life from each target hit. And it has a constant chance to stun. So for some reason this, well, I only attacked it with 4 units, but still. What about this one? Caster unleashes explosions that deal heavy fire damage in a small radius around it and restores a large amount of health and focus on the caster. Caster constantly regenerates health over time, immunity to instant kill, and the leech. This thing shouldn't have been killed to begin with. For some reason it bugged out, and this was the only reason why I managed to defeat it. There's no other explanation. So, then there are some undead, but the description is always... Oh, wait a minute. Demons. There are many speculations on the origin of demons. Some scholars believe they are spirits of mages summoned back to the world of the living or the result of a magical experiment gone wrong. Another theory suggests they are another kind of people, different in the same way a dwarf is different from an elf. One theory even suggests that demons are not physical beings at all, but rather a byproduct of self-recognition. The prevailing belief among common folk is that demons are vengeful spirits sent by angered guardians to punish the mortals for their sins. Well, then the demons themselves should not just be random as monsters, but there should be some connection to the corresponding guardian. So Elin, Serac, whatever. So a fiery demon, a regenerating demon, like tree demon, like a tree ant basically, some kind of tree demon if you could think about it. But yeah, there are other different things. So, on to this whole thing. Yeah, I was going through the auras. Also permanently resistances are increased. I just don't know by how much, but okay. Reduce the item cost. What's the other one? Yeah, it reduces the item cost and increases the sale price for everything you buy or sell. So this thing goes 2 ways. So it splits up the splits the margin. Repair target building by applying a heal over time effect. Repair all buildings in the target area. The question is just how far is that area? And also destroy wood in the target area. Restore wood. That's the thing. Restoring wood is actually a very interesting feature. It's wait a minute, 5 minutes, and therefore I can never really run out of wood if I have this one in here. Maybe it gives me other stuff as well. That's amazing. It says target area, but the target area itself could also correspond with single target area of effect. I just don't know how far the area of effect will be, if it's just one or 5 trees, or if it's everything in a sector. Because if it's sector wide, then this would be amazing. Increase its production. Wait a minute. Workers assigned to this building will regather resources faster. Increase its production speed. Workers assigned to this building will gather resources. Increases its production speed. Yeah, the production speed is also kind of interesting. So what am I going to do? Okay, I think what I have to do is save for a little bit. Then I could click on that and see if it changes somewhat, because I have this aura right now. Sadly, the aura does not affect myself for some reason. And what about them? There's only Iskrim nearby, so let's go for Iskrim and see what happens if I trigger the aura. Does its damage change somewhat? Doesn't look like it. Maybe I have to click on him like this. No. I can't compare it. That's a bit iffy. So I have to look at this from the other way. Ah, there we go. So now we can unlock this special ability. So I'm gonna unlock it, and that's weird. Maybe this one needs some power in order to be used as well. So not just focus points, but affinity points, whatever. Okay, and he can also get some attributes in here. So what are we gonna give him? Strength. Looks like it. Just pure as strength. And this one gets... Well, willpower is just focus. What about his abilities? How do they scale? Intelligence, mostly. This one does not scale with anything. And... yeah, it's just intelligence. This is one spell with a cooldown of 10 seconds, and the rest is just auto attacks, pretty much. So what I need to do for this guy is get at least another spell, so that I can switch between different kinds of healing spells. So sometimes I will use the willpower one in here, and sometimes I will use another one. Yeah, to an enemy. What about the other one? Has a certain chance to apply each damage. Small chance to deal no damage at all to enemy and enemies around him. There we go. So this one is an AoE, single target, depending on the situation. Interesting. What's the difference here? The difference is the effect duration. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So, Undergast. I think I'm gonna give him a healing ability as well. This one will sadly... Oh, this is a small area and large area, so the difference is just an area. So I can just switch between the different thingies. So let's just give him more willpower to make it even stronger. Then Rowan. What are we gonna do with this guy? He is kind of an off healer right now. I don't want him to use other spells, to be honest. Like, I could just rush for the earthquake, but earthquakes don't kill enemy units. What kills enemy units? Enemy units are getting killed by weapons, and his weapon is, well, he's going to go for dexterity-related stuff. Sadly, most of it is not dexterous, whatever, dexterous. Most of it is just strength. Oh, there we go. No. It's two-handed, all of it. So what he needs is special swords that scale up with dexterity. This is his special ability. What else does it do? It increases crit chance. The damage you inflict with dexterity-based weapons and abilities also increases the crit chance. Yeah, abilities. He does not have abilities, so going fully dexterity on him doesn't really help us at all, because most of this is two-handed. Why would I need a two-handed weapon on this dude? Like a spear would be okay, but I would rather have the shield to increase the block chance. That's so much better. That is just so much better. So how am I gonna do this? Units in target area inflict additional ice damage. So this is just the upgrade. Fire nova erupts around you, damaging all enemies. But the problem for him is that he seems to run out of focus points, right? That's just the iffy bit. But yeah, let's just hope that I can find another dexterity-based weapon somewhere, and then I can put it on him somehow. But yeah, having higher, how much is that? Ooh, that's 20% increase in focus regeneration. That's actually quite nice. What about these abilities? That's a perk. That's Constitution. Of course it's Constitution. But yeah, anything else in here? It's willpower, of course. So either I'm gonna go... Actually, the heal ability on him was present once I needed it. So... But this is less focus costs and cooldowns are getting... Okay, let's go... Let's just make the... Come on. So stupid. He can be a tank. What do I want him to do? It's just a thing. I want him to be able to at least use his abilities. That's one thing. And most of this kind of depends on the situation. And fire damage. Well, there are different kind of buffs, either for himself or the enemies. I'm going for willpower to make the heal stronger, and the rest should be okay, kind of. So, wait. One more point can be used in here. So, which one are we gonna go for? I'm not gonna go for any additional white magic spell because they are competing with each other. I could go for spell power altogether. Yeah, I could just go for spell power altogether. With a bit of luck, it also increases the healing. Only problem is you don't see how much health you regenerate. It could be a flat amount. I think it's a flat amount because you heal so much more if you don't have that much health. So it has to be flat. So, Iana, what about you? On every order attack. There we go. No, wait a minute. Gain a chance to inflict bleeding and impaired. What does impaired do? Move speed, cast speed, and attack speed is decreased. That's neat. Oh, that's kind of stupid. Like, you have the flurry of blades, right? That impairs and bleeds at the same time, and you have the perk of the assassin. You could just use this once. Everybody has the effect around you, right? So you don't need to hit them all the time. And then if the situation arises, you can just use the skill again. And it also scales with dexterity, which is so great. But yeah, the main problem was that she was always dying for some reason. That means I need to give her better armor. This one, for example. Like, immunity to all debuffs is nice, but I don't get killed by debuffs. I get killed by too much damage getting thrown at me. Or at least Iana gets killed by that. So what I have to do is give her the medium thing in here and give her some more constitution, because she will still be a melee kind of character. So what else? The siphon is kind of cool. The amount of life leech is doubled, and your cooldowns are reset entirely if the target is marked affected by dream breathers. Is affected by dream breathers mark. There we go. Yeah, that's not really that useful. The decoy explodes. Yeah, the decoy explosion kind of thing is actually quite a nice ability, if you think about it. So it's an AoE that can help me against multiple enemies. It is also an ability that's present most of the time. The doppelgangers are a nice idea, but somehow they just take too long to cast and they don't stay there for the time. And it's just iffy. Also, yeah, we can do siege damage, that's great. But what about this AoE? 0.5%. So there are different... This is 11 focus point. Do I have an AoE thingy? Deal triple damage when the target is at full health. Teleport to a target enemy and damage him. Okay. I'm gonna go for this one. Just because it has an additional capability now. Because for the most part, if I use this attack, then it takes ages for her to go to the target. But this time, bam, it's just there. Let's hope that this works now. And now we are also giving her a slightly better armor. Slightly. This is the only slightly better armor, but yeah. Let's give her that. And Gore, what about you? Focus cost of all abilities is reduced is a nice one, but I think I'm gonna give him the earthquake thingy. Or at least... Yeah, what is it that I want this character to be? I mean, is it strength? Is it intelligence? Is it willpower? What is it? The thing is, every time, like, you can't... Actually, you can cast most of the abilities. You just have to wait if you go for pure intelligence. But yeah, you don't need willpower for everything. That's just it. But intelligence makes the totem better, and that's cool. So, what about this one? Briefly become invulnerable. What does it do? Enemies hitting you get impaired. And also regenerates health and focus for the length of the effect. Okay, so now it actually has a bonus. That's quite useful. What about that one? If the caster has Ice Might, it is removed upon casting and the blizzard damage is increased. Yeah, that's nice. Not only that, look at the damage comparison. It doubles. Not only does it scale well, it also doubles. But yeah, do we have a strength-based skill in here? No, it's just intelligence, if anything. The rest is constitution. So yeah, what would be cool? To have more focus and to actually use the blizzard. That would be sweet. So, but yeah, earthquakes would also be kind of neat. I want to get to the earthquakes, but I also want to have better abilities to use all together. So let's go for the blizzard on this one. Or do like I have my own abilities that I can cast for the most part, and it would be just good to get. Yeah, let's just rush down. Do that, and this one is also willpower. All right, that's just a nice perk. Nice perk, and this one, yeah. We don't care about his abilities that much, so what we do though is care a bit more about the scaling and maybe even the weapons that we can place on the guy. So is there a weapon that needs 5 strength in order to be wielded? The requirements are always changing. Sometimes it's dexterity, but we can't give him that much dexterity. What I need to figure out is if there is a one-handed weapon with, let's say, all of this is dexterity, dexterity, dexterity. I'm looking for a... Yeah, this is strength 6. There doesn't really seem to be a... there we go, strength 5 and dexterity 2. So that would be at the Dragon Slayer. Two-handed though. I am looking for a strength 5 weapon. And this one is... Ooh, the epic weapons are dexterity based. And this one is strength based. Interesting. So that's a one-handed and another one-handed. And both of them would become available. The DPS is not that high though. That's the iffy bit. But 2 additional targets is quite nice. What about this one? Chance to apply stun. Oh, yes. So I'm going to give him some dexterity so that he's able to wield a few more items now. Yeah, that's just it. It's just to open him up to a high variety of things. And what about Uram? What about you? I think the same is true for him. Like, if I give him strength, then most of the strength weapons will become available. And this is one of the issues that I had with him. Like, he only has this dexterity, bleeding thingy, and this other kind of thingy, whatever. And, sadly, all of them just scale with strength. It's not really helping me at all. What I need is a one-handed strength weapon. One-handed dexterity weapon. Nah. It's only daggers, and I don't have that many daggers. That's just stupid. Absolutely stupid. Giving him bows would have been the better solution. Like epic bows, something like that. All of this is just strength. That's so annoying. Even the dagger has strength in there. Come on. Makes no bloody sense. Whatever. He has maximum constitution. What about the willpower? The willpower... Yeah, what was his problem, actually? Like, every time I tried to cast, he had almost no focus. But he does regenerate focus if he attacks. And he also didn't die that often, so that's also a thing. Yeah, focus with every auto attack, that's cool. So as long as I keep the attack speed fairly quick, like 0.5 points... Yeah, 0.5 or higher, that should be the focus on this guy. Then I'm good. That means fast weapons are the thing to choose. 0.4 might also be worth it, but who knows. 0.48, for example, that's also a good one. But yeah, most of the time it's just daggers. And sometimes some swords, like this one here. The Winter Sword. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, that is a very good one. Only problem that it has, it doesn't have that high crit chance, and also the block chance is non-existent anymore. But yeah, I think that's not why he didn't die. I think it's just the pure amount of damage that he has. That's it. Very interesting. So then all of them scale with dexterity, so let's give him more dexterity. Why not? I mean, if we open it up, then the scaling would be different. It would actually be worse. So, it's kind of a sad thing, really. And what about his abilities? This one is a melee thingy. This one is intelligence. Not that much damage because his intelligence is so low. What about... Oh, yeah. Call of the Elders can be unlocked now. Summon a more powerful demon to aid you on the battlefield. Scales with willpower. Willpower. And Yuria. What am I going to do with her? Also, wait a minute. I have to look at the spell book just in case. So this is the action group that I have at the moment. That's not helpful. There we go. Bam, bam, bam. And the whirlwind. The Call of the Elders is something that I don't need to use all the time, so it can be on the second tree here. So Gore has the shape-shifting stuff. I usually don't use the shape-shifting at all. So let's give him the frost abilities in here. Then... yeah, keep the totem or the blizzard. That's the thing. One of the two. Whatever. Okay, that's that. Then I can go to Yana. What about her abilities? Did she get some new ones? Oh. The Shadow Strike is the same and just slightly change it. And the Blade Flurry thingy. So many abilities, and you always have to change the action groups. It's absolutely annoying. Like, whoever came up with the idea of having only very... Like, it would make sense to have certain action groups that you can switch between, but only if you can't do that in combat, right? Because then having a limited amount of spells would make sense, because it limits you. And then you get out of the out of it, and then you prepare for the next encounter with a different setup. And in order to change quickly, so you don't have to put in the spells for everyone every time, you have action groups available for different situations. But what should rather be the case in here is just all of the abilities being available all the time for every character. That would make so much sense. So if you have, let's say, this wheel, this casting wheel, and you want to make it a little easier to select what you want, what you want to cast. So you could either have multiple spells in one corner here. Let's say, and you can only have 4 of those heroes anyway, so you're not limited, or you are actually limited by the amount of heroes and not by the overall amount of spells, because it's the heroes that are limiting it. So 4 heroes, 4 quadrants. So you have number 1, first hero, 3 spells. Why not more? Why not just go for like boom? If this thing opens up, there's no reason to not give you more to select from. Just saying, there's no reason to be that constricted. No reason. Absolutely not. But if you want to be restrictive about it, right, then it would be okay if you move the cursor to the right, and then the tree opens up with additional abilities. Like, you see a small icon here, but if you move the mouse further this way, then the icons grow larger. So it's a moving tree, right? Everything else becomes small, but this part of the tree gets larger, so it's easier for you to select it, and it doesn't take up that much space all the time. It's kind of those, was it a hyperbolic sphere or circle or whatever? It works in a sense that the part in the center is larger, and the further you go towards the edge of the circle, then the smaller the stuff becomes, until you reach an infinitely small size of what it is. But you can just rotate it and then or like move further to the right, and then the whole thing just distorts a little bit. It's really amazing if you look at it. I don't know if the name hyperbolic is correct. Just think that this might have been it. Anyway, there are different ways of making this work much better, but I don't like switching between different setups all the time. It's very confusing. Alright, now where was I? Restoring stuff. Oh, perks. Yeah, perks are always active, so we don't need to look at that. Rowan is one of the easiest ones to manage here. He only has 2 spells, that's good. Undergast with the... Oh, healing, yes, Undergast and heal. Undergast. He has the heal already. Okay. Yeah, and no other spells, so he's good. I had Gore before. Iana. Yeah, Iana has all the spells available. Then Rowan, then Undergast, and Iskrim. Yeah, Iskrim now has Bastion. And the Bastion is the... Yeah, it's the second one. Let's put Bastion in... Doesn't scale with anything. Let's exchange the large spells here. Like, this is Bastion now. Alright. So, and Iria, what are you gonna do now? Damn it, I wanted to check on this guy. Where's the call for the elders? Was it the second or the third one? It's the second, at the first place. Because I want to have a certain order in there, so that the ultimate abilities are always at the same location all the time. So I don't have to look for them, or have to watch specific locations all the time. So, Yuria at the beginning. 3 spells, no problem in here. I can just put all the spells in there all the time. Yeah, and then there's the Rolly stuff. Basically, what I have to do is have an exact copy of the first set of spells on the 4th group, but only change the this one here for the first character that goes into the aura mode. That's it. So I have an aura Tahar and I have ability Tahar. And I don't need to focus that much on going back and forth between all of the all of the active abilities every time. That's just iffy. That's what I mean. Like, why do you have to be limited by that? That's unnecessarily complicated, right? All of the system doesn't need to be in place. Just give me all of it, and that's it. So yeah. Anyway, Yuria. I wanted to level up Yuria. Now the question is, what am I gonna level up? The crit chance would be okay. It goes up by another 3%. I could also increase her focus regeneration. It is fairly high already. She's constantly dying though. And what about the bows? Do we have other bows to select in here? No. All of the bows can be used. I don't have an epic bow though. I have 8 dexterity, and it's not the damage that she's lacking, it's the survivability. That means better armor would be okay. Constitution 5, Constitution 9, Constitution 9, Constitution 3. What about Constitution 4? Do we have anything like that? Constitution 5 again? Constitution 3. So there does not seem to be a Constitution 4 kind of thingy. Rowan Tahir's armor, nice. Needs 3 different requirements. Yeah. Oh, there we go. There is a Constitution 4 thingy in here, which is slightly better, but splits up the magical resistances a little bit. What is it? Yeah, just slightly better. So Constitution 4 might not really be the thing. So for her, maybe going for Constitution might not be a good thing. But to be honest, in the midst of a battle, it's always good to not die. So you're really kind of bound to maximizing Constitution at all times. That's just it. Anyway, what's the other stuff? Abilities. So, like, intelligence works the same as leveling up this thing, just with a few more points. and critical hits. By a bonus of 3 points. 3 points. Ah, she has so much dexterity. Actually going for this tree right here would be very, very beneficial. I mean, it's just ranged and whatnot, but because it's scaling with the weapon, it scales with either strength or dexterity, depending on what your selection is. That's kind of cool. Oh, wait a minute. That means that you can use a weapon skill, and this... yeah. That's actually quite nice. So you can use an AoE weapon skill, for example, like the swirl, and make it work with... is this one? Yes, and make it work with either dexterity or the other one. That is great. Huh, so much variety. That's cool. Increases crit hit chance by 3, or do we need that one? I mean, she can heal almost all the time. That was never really the problem. The problem for the most part is her not really dishing out enough damage. Where do we get the damage from now? Ricochet would be a really cool one though. Okay, what kind of abilities does she have at the moment? There are 3. The Resurrection, the Restore, and the Arrow of Light. It's always a strange decision making here, so either use the Arrow of Light to deal some additional damage, or use the Restore, which kind of works the same, but it's closer to the units. And if I take this one away here, right, then I can just take some other ones in here. In the end, you're just bound to use intelligence to make this one work. Okay, let's let her stay a caster and go for critical hit for the arrows in here. So that works a little bit better. Alright. Oh, I never really noticed those huge circles around it. Interesting. Like, look at that. There are no large circles. Then there is a large circle down here. Large circle here. Some strange kind of flower patterns around it. That's really cool. Sometimes it's just another circle, and sometimes it's a flower pattern encasing these dots in there. Same thing here. Neat. Alright, now what am I going to go for? Am I going to go for another aura? I'm not buying that much stuff. That's the problem. I'm not buying that much stuff. And I would really like to see the aura going on. Now what about the willpower stuff? If I have willpower maxed out, this one is constitution. Oh yes, constitution. Yeah, definitely going for constitution. Like, I could go for willpower, but willpower 10 doesn't unlock anything for me, so let's just go for constitution. Why not? So the kind of forced selection for this. Oh wait. And as I said, I wanted to have a 1-to-1 copy for all of the spells, right? So that I can have a buff Tahar. Good. The Arrow of Light is the same. This is the same. And Undergast gets Paradox, Retaliation. Undergast, there we go. Paradox, Retaliation, Restore. Bam, bam, bam. Next one is Rowan with Wrath and Restore. Wrath and Restore. Next one is Iana with Shadow Strike, Siphon, and Phantasm. Shadow Strike. Damn it. Shadow Strike, Siphon, and Phantasm. Fire, Blizzard, Frost. Fire, Blizzard, Frost. There we go. There we go, like that. Okay. Then Uram gets the demonic. A demonic, help, and whirlwind. Demonic, help, and whirlwind. Perfect. So now I could just switch between either the damage Tahar or the aura Tahar. And... oh, look at that. It's physical and magical resistances that increase by how much? By 6. Is it always 6? Yeah, it's 6. 6 fire resistance, 6 thrust resistance, like melee and magical stuff. All of the resistances are increased. This guy does not seem to be affected at all because
will do.
For now he's just a random dude right here. But it does scale with constitution, doesn't it? So the more constitution I have, the better the increase. I don't know if it's a flat increase or if it's a percentage increase. Meaning that if you already have an awful lot of resistances, then you get even more. Like, let's say 10%. So I have to test it with a different kind of setup. Okay. Now, I don't seem to get additional damage for the lasting shrine thingy. So let's do that real quick. Yeah. It increases the minimum damage by 1 if it starts at 20 something. Yeah, just like that. Do I have some... This is the most powerful stuff that I have, but it does not get boosted by it. It's so stupid. Absolutely stupid. Why is the minimum damage not changing? Come on. Why is the damage not changing, period? It's a magical stuff. That thing is supposed to attack powers increased. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe... Just maybe. Maybe spell power has an effect on it, right? Because this one here is... okay, I don't know if this one also increases spell power. Could be, who knows. But it does at least improve the focus regeneration. So... and it also uses willpower. That's a good one. So, I have to increase the strength of my Tahar. The constitution maybe not as much. So I'm going for intelligence, willpower, and strength. And if there are some points remaining, for some reason I have 2 dexterity in there, which makes no sense. Yeah, then I can take some melee weapons in there, maybe. I don't even know why I want to get melee. Yeah, constitute. No, wait a minute. No. This one is willpower, constitution, and strength. This would be the 3 ones that you need. I need more of those points. Damn it. Need to unlock all of it. But that aura sound is just so strange. Oh, look at that. There's also a little decay. 4 and click to 3. Okay. You got 2 seconds that you can quickly switch between the aura, going back. Oh, come on. Going back and then reactivating it. But for some reason, if you go to the aura and back, no, I don't know. Yeah, it's 2 seconds. You can activate it, go back. Then you can activate it again, go back. There's a 2-second decay time on this one. Every time you switch. Okay. So if you're really quick, maybe you can put some macros in it too. Like, yeah, you definitely need some macros for this in order to be really good. So auto hotkey, right? Then you click on the switch key for specific abilities. You basically have to make up your own hotbar for this. So you have all of your buttons already selected. Wait a minute. Options. Input controls. There we go. There's a quick select slot with 0 and whatnot, which is... How does the quick select slot work at all? Oh, yeah, it's... No, wait a minute. It's 0 and 9 quick select slot. Oh, it's the one down here where you select your armies. I was like, wait, what is quick select? No, that's not the one that I'm interested in. Cycle through current selection forward and reverse. That's tab. We don't need that. Current selection. Ooh, select all units of the same type on screen. Double clicking. That's easy. Oh, double clicking. Can you set up double clicking buttons in here? Maybe this one is not sensitive to just the mouse, but also like double clicking E for some reason. I have to test it. I have to test it. Maybe. Anyway, switch to action groups. That's easy. Then switch to the next action group and the previous one. Control grid. Top left, top right, that's the building thingy. You got your party inventory. What I'm looking into right now is the first hero quick slot one. There we go. This. But the quick slot is... yeah. You have to kind of move your... the thing on your own. Rotate camera as control and mouse button, middle mouse button. Access item quick slots, pen camera, move. I just use buttons to rotate it. Oh, hold, show health bars. The minus button. Alright. Let's go away.
Got it.
So stupid.
Understood.
I mean, it would make sense if you use this limitation in multiplayer, right? So you don't have an overpowered or capable unit fighting all the time. Really weird. Oh, I didn't interact with the Nexus a second time. Damn it. Nah, whatever. Let's just try this the next time we are in Nexus land. But for now, how much money do I have? 38,000. They're getting more and more and more and more. And who will be the next units? I'm not gonna go... Well, Iana has a strange kind of connection to the world. It just happens to be that she is dying too often, which is a bit iffy. And then it's always Rowan that has to get her back from the brink. And what about his defenses? I mean, it's very, very low. And I mean, they don't need that many casters because they die too quickly. That's just it. This game does not care that much about damage. If you fight an army, you're getting hit no matter what. That's it. So in order to stay alive, you have to be a tank at all times. And on a side note, you have to dish out damage, but you can't focus on damage because then you don't have the time to do the damage because you're dead immediately. That's just a very annoying trade-off, really. Maybe you don't have to be 100% tanky, but 100% tankiness is definitely the most sensible thing to do because you hit it fairly quickly.
Interesting. Now, come to trade?
Just what you need.
Kind of. Okay, the Shaman's Sword is actually a nice dexterity weapon. Huh. Only problem is it costs an arm and a leg.
Farewell.
Anyway, wait a minute. Uncover the secret behind the Bloodburn. Sure. Run the Lacane in the eye. Yeah, this is where I'm gonna go next. I'm not gonna go on a little shopping spree here because there's no reason to. But before we go into the eye, we're gonna end this little episode. Very talky, I know. But we have to understand it somewhat. And yeah, once I select the next squad, Yeah, wait a minute. Let's just prepare for our next squad that will come with us. So, this ring... Wait a minute. What's this? Vitality. Yeah, it's only here that has it. So, Rowan, Rowan, Rowan. This dude seemed to not die at all, which was really cool. I want him to be in the squad for a little while longer. Same goes for Uram, to be honest. But what about Iskrim? My little dwarf. $30-something damage. Yeah, they could be increased a little bit more. Iana, her damage is just exterior. But 62 damage, Jesus Christ. Just because of the scaling. I want her to be more useful, but 50... Yeah, now she should be really useful, I hope. What about Gore? Will Gore be the next one? 40? 42? Oh, wait a minute. What if we get the Berserker's armor away from him and put it on her instead? Oh, nice. So, armor pieces. Not Uram, but Iana. You're gonna get this one. Ha! 0.71. Now we're talking. Alright. Now we are talking. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, and Uram, what am I gonna do with you? Maybe I just have to deselect all of the items except for, let's say, the weapons, because I have tons of these lying around anyway. I don't seem to have any better armor than this for Uram. So it looks as if it's Uram and Diana again, but I don't know if I should go for Rowan or Iskra. Yeah, I'm gonna keep the previous squad because that was an interesting selection. Let's see if we can keep it this way. But this time with her not dying as often. Jesus Christ. But yeah, the healing is missing all the time. That was a real issue. I need a secondary healer. In this case, I have to be the healer if I have so many damages in the front line. But actually Undergast would be a nice one to have. Like Undergast and 2 melees. Like Rowan and Uram. Yeah, that could be a good selection. Or maybe even Iskrim. I mean, he does a ton of damage. Or maybe I can go with Undergast, Gore. Yeah. Gore, Undergast and Iskrim. As a strange in-betweeny thingy. I just have to... Maybe there are some characters that you're forced to select. But I have to come up with this, the next samurai. Alright. I know what to do with the rings. I kind of know what to do with the armor. Let's hope I can select it very, very quickly. Start of the next episode, so it doesn't take that much time. Too bad. Anyway, until next time then, like and subscribe, of course. Ta-ta!